first video today is going to be how to implement a one-room schoolhouse style of teaching in your home. What does that look like? So just very briefly, one-room schoolhouses were the original way that children were taught. There were multiple ages, grades 1 through 12, with one teacher in one room teaching all subjects. Sounds so overwhelming, very inefficient. But what we're finding, we are being educators, researchers, social scientists, is that it was actually very efficient and very meaningful learning, more so than we have now, because it was mastery-based, not grade-based. When we compartmentalize children into grades by their age and tell them, and compartmentalize skills and knowledge into those grades, we are essentially stopping the progression of children at that when they could be learning at their own pace. But when you're in a one-room schoolhouse, children are mastering topics or skills and moving on at their own pace, moving up to a level with kids who might be different ages. Older kids are teaching younger kids, and it is a really natural, very efficient, and effective learning environment. Now, Charlotte Mason's schools were based on forms. Form 1 was 6 through 9-year-olds, Form 2 was 10 through 12, and etc. up to Form 6, which would be around age 18. So it was a little different than the one-room schoolhouse. So her methods can seem a little bit hard to apply if you're trying to do it at home, because you might try to put every one of your children are in a different form, and they're going to have a different schedule, and they're going to be doing different things on different days. And in the end, it can be super overwhelming, very overwhelming. But if you can simplify and teach all of your children in a one-room schoolhouse style, it is going to make it easier for you, and I can guarantee your children are going to enjoy it more when they're learning together as a family. The children are learning from older kids. The younger children are learning from the older siblings. The older siblings can have that pride and that accomplishment, self-esteem that comes from knowing a subject and helping their younger siblings learn that as well. So I'm going to show you what that looks like in our home. I'm going to have video, and you're just going to hear me talking through it. You're going to see what that really looks like in a real home. So we only do school during the morning, only formal lessons. And I've broken it up into 1 hour is our family gather, where we do content-based subjects like scriptures, poetry, picture study, history, nature study, etc. I will include a weekly schedule in the show notes so that you can see what that looks like for us and then adapt that to your own family. So each day of the week is going to have a different subject to give a variety, or a Charlotte Mason would call it a feast. So what do my kids do while we read? Because there are multiple ages that I am teaching right now. They like to do a handicraft. They like to do puzzles. They like to play with clay. They like to draw, play with Legos, and a lot of the time they eat. It's either at breakfast time or a snack or tea time that they'll be eating something, which is a wonderful time for their ears to be open and listening. After we have done our gather time, where we are all learning together, then we take a play break. And this is about 15 to 30 minutes, just depending on how much you think your kids need. So the next 2 hours are spent in individual learning time. Now with younger kids, especially if they're just starting out at 6 years old, they don't need that much time. During this time, kids will be working on skill-based subjects as well as their own personally chosen projects. So skill-based subjects include math and language arts, and then any other projects that the child might be working on, like electronics or maybe drawing lessons. So they have that time to work on whatever they want. I have a list of things that they should be working on in case they need any ideas. I also have a basket with lots of biographies, historical fiction, and nature study topics. So they have a plethora of options for them to dig deeper into a topic they're interested in. Maybe they heard something during our family gather reading and they're interested, they have questions, so they go to their basket and they find something that they can read that will give them answers to those questions. They can also work on nature journaling as well. So my oldest will read his math on his own, and then I will work individually with my younger boys on their math. During this 2 hours, I will come and spend 20 to 30 minutes with each child. It just depends on how many kids you have. If you have 6 kids, then you're going to probably only be able to spend 15 to 20 minutes. If you have 3 kids, like I do, then you can spend a full half hour working one-on-one with them. During this one-on-one time, I answer questions or help clarify things in math. I will read a dictation for my son, a paragraph that he has chosen to write down as I dictate it to him. I'm going to have a future video about that. And then I will also listen to their narrations. If they did some extra learning, extra reading with biography or nature study, then I will listen to their narration. And with my younger son, we will read together. We will play together. He is only 5, so he's only in kindergarten, but he does enjoy that one-on-one time with me. A full half-hour a day is truly all you need for one-on-one time with your children as far as school. And the rest of the time, they are free to learn what they want.